Hey everyone, so you're probably like, who is this person? But actually, I'm the person behind the channel that rarely shows her face, but I like to mix it up a little bit, and what better way to do that than, doing a ranking video. So people seem to like these. I actually really enjoy them. I really enjoy putting them together and doing them. So the main premise of this is just gonna go through the different goalie masks for this season, and most of them are all starters, so if you pay attention, it'll be mainly starters. There might be a couple that aren't, but if I really liked that mask from the backup more than the starter, then I chose the backups. I think, oh yeah, Scott Darling is another exception, as he played this season, but obviously he's not a starter right now. I think, oh yeah, McElhaney had like just a plain kind of, I guess you call it a vector, maybe because he hasn't been playing that long. So anyways, I'm just going to get started, and obviously these are from the Eastern Conference. So number 16, I started with Robin Lehner's, and I just didn't really, oh yeah, I'm going to overlay, by the way, pictures so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I didn't really like the design that well. I mean, okay, I'll give it this. I like the color scheme. Kind of like the whole gradient thing going on a little bit. I did kind of like the color of it, but it is a tribute, and I've heard it's a tribute to him, with his mental illness, and I think that's great. I'm not dissing it, I'm not downing it. Maybe, I think it's like also metal, so maybe some little tribute to some metal there too. I do, but even though I said like I don't really like it, I do like the little kind of fisherman that he's got in the corner. I think that's pretty neat. Part of the Gordon's fish stick logo that we all know so well, but I don't know, it kind of looks cool, like right there on the side, just kind of nonchalant, not standing out too much. So that was the number 16, and I'm just, like I said, I'm just going to go up to number 1. The next one is the mask of Keith Kincaid, and it's pretty much a similar model as he had last year. It has the Tasmanian Devil, and he has more of like the actual Devil's logo in this one. I do like it a little bit better than the one he had last year. I like how this one is pixelated, but I just couldn't really get into his mask. I looked at it, analyzed it, I tried, I couldn't really get it. I mean, and also you gotta remember, like, there's so many good masks, really. I mean, it was really hard for me, honestly, to narrow some of these down and to really pick out which ones, I liked more. So it was actually kind of difficult. Anyways, so number 14 is Carter Hart's current mask, and it's pretty simplistic, I would say, but if you look closely on one of the sides of it, near the back, he has a little tribute to our founding fathers, and has a quote to, I guess, in memoriam to, our founding fathers. So I thought that was cool. I do kind of like the little, like, pattern he's got going on, the detail on the actual logo he's got going on a little bit. I do like that, but like I said, some of these were just so hard to pick from. Like, just, it was hard to rank, honestly, but I love the mask that he had when he played for the Phantoms. Oh my gosh, I'm going to show you guys a picture of it. It is just, it's unreal. I freaking love it. The eyes of the Phantom right there, up front, and kind of like the crest just going out. I really, wow, it was something. I had to just show you guys, because, like, I love that mask so much more than his mask he has now. Anyways, number 13 is Braden Holtby's mask. And I don't know, I feel like in my opinion. You guys may not agree with me, that's fine. But he has a lot going on in this mask, a little too much for me, my taste. I have picked, you'll notice with the ones that I've picked, most of them, when you get closer to, I guess not the ones I picked, but the ones that I ranked the highest, they're more simplistic. So when I look at, designs, if I feel like, there's just so much going on that I can't really admire, maybe this detail or that detail, because there's just so much in one. So that's kind of what's going on here. I did kind of like the capital that he has going on in the background there. Not the word, but the actual building symbol. I did like that. So it's not terrible. It's just, there are a lot others that were better. Carey Price, his mask is for number 12. And it's pretty much, it's the Canadiens logo, the famous logo, and it's in the red and white on the sides, and then it's the actual, I guess, original colors right there above. Has little Canadiens, the wording right there, and Price's number right near his chin. So that, it's all right mask. It's kind of getting into the middle grade, so it's not really bad, but it's, not my favorite, I guess you'd say. Number 11 was Sergei Bobrovsky's mask, and I really liked his mask, I'd say, from last season more, because he had the cannon on one of the sides. Now he doesn't, because, and no disrespect to I think he's doing like to commemorate some Russians that died in a train crash. I think that's what it was. Anyways, it was to commemorate that. And there's no disrespect going there, but just the design of it, I loved the cannon right there. I just thought it was so cool on this side. So that's gone, which, I guess you got to mix it up every now and then, but I did prefer that one more. Number 10 is the mask of Jimmy Howard. It's pretty, honestly, it's pretty simple. The logos are kind of like pretty big. So he's got part of like the wheel on one side. I guess you would say just the wheel, I guess you'd say on one side, just the wheel. And then the famous wings right there on the other side. And he's got Detroit on the top and Hockeytown on the sides. So it's not really, I would say he hasn't really overdone it with the design. It's pretty simplistic, but I don't know. It's kind of mid-grade for me. It's not really standing out, but it's not terrible. So that was number 10. Number 9 is the mask of Andrei Vasilevskiy. His name is always like really tricky to pronounce, but anyways, I honestly really liked the sides of his mask. They weren't like, they were great. I really liked the palm trees. I liked the way the bolts is there, coming down. The only thing I didn't like, and the reason why I didn't rank it higher, is because of the lion there. And not that I don't like lions on a mask, because I really like the back of Matt Murray's mask with the lion there, but I just couldn't get down with how big it was and how prominent it was. I felt like it just kind of felt a little out of place to me in a way, but I really liked, like I said, the size, and that's why I ranked it so high. Number 8 was a mask of Scott Darling, and this mask I feel like was pretty original. It's not really generic in any way. You could tell that he really took his time to go out of his way and really make something different and original. And he went away from, I kind of like it when goaltenders do this, because you get more of really them and their personality when they go outside of the standard logo and the colors and, blah, blah, blah. They have to stay, I guess, in a realm of the colors, obviously, but going outside of just, like I said, the standard logo and the team name. So what he did was, you see on the side, you have the phoenix, the sides, and I thought that was really, really cool. It's going outside of the whole, like, I guess, mascot and things like that. And you've got the canes right in the middle up top with the stripes on the side. So I thought that was honestly pretty badass. And the color scheme of it as well, it's really detailed, so it's not completely solid. You've got a little bit of a different, I guess, shading a little bit on the sides. Near the stripe, you've got the black stripe near the white, and you've got a little bit of shading throughout the mask, so it's a little bit, tad bit darker if you look in certain places than the others, which gives it more detail, really. Number 7, the mask of Frederik Andersen. And I really like the Maple Leafs logo in general, so that kind of put it up for me anyways. So I thought the mask was pretty sleek and pretty clean cut looking. I really did like the Batman, and I've never really been a huge Batman fan. I was more Superman, but I did kind of like the Lego looking Batman that's on the side of the mask there. Kind of half of the main Toronto logo is kind of nicely placed there. It's pretty unique, I think, the way that the logo is kind of almost cut in half, it looks like, and is also on its side. And I thought it was really neat how, if you look on the outside of the leaf, it's almost like not really a ripple, but it's almost like there's a tear within the leaf on the outside, so it's almost like you're tearing apart on the sides of it, so it's more detailed. It's not just the main ridges that you're used to. So I thought that was pretty cool. Number 6 be the mask of Henrik Lundqvist. And I don't know, he usually has the same type of mask. It's been over the years. It hasn't really changed a lot. It's usually been like the Statue of Liberty, which is very, very obviously appropriate because it's New York City. So what do you think of? You think of the Statue of Liberty. But I don't know. I guess it's been, like I said, kind of the same thing. But I really do like the Statue of Liberty, Lady Liberty on the side there. And he's got some detail going on, so lightning going throughout the mask there, and I really thought that that had some detail. And you notice near the side of the mask on, I would say, the very top of Lady Liberty, like around her, there's some little lines there, and I think that's really cool how you add that. He added that detail there, made it look more. It stands out a little bit more there and gives it a little bit more of a, I guess, artistic feel, I guess, if you will. Number 5 was the mask of Carter Hutton. I really liked it. I don't know. It's also got, I found both color schemes, so I guess there was 2 color schemes. But like I said, I go for more of the simplistic feel, so most of the time, and there's a few masks that I guess you would say aren't simplistic that are up there for me, but overall, and this one really is pretty simplistic. You've got, on each side, you just have the buffalo, and that's pretty much it, outside of the 2 sabers that are on top, and the word buffalo on near where the chin is. So I thought that was, you know, just a pretty sleek design. Love the colors. It's definitely a mask that gets your attention. I like how the eyes of the buffalo are red and more accentuated on the blue one as well. It's pretty badass mask, honestly. Number 4, I really like this one a lot. Like I kept like kind of trying to be realistic and be thinking, you know, I was trying to think, you know, maybe I shouldn't rank this one as high, but as I kept going and comparing it to other masks, I was just like, oh man, I might as well just put this one up there because it's not happening. I can't say that this mask isn't great, because it freaking is. And I'm not even really a big Craig Andersen fan, but man, my aunt's a Senators fan, so maybe that was a little subconscious going in there. I don't know. But on the side, it has the O, and you have the Senators colors, of course, the color scheme. And I thought it was really neat when you look very closely around the jawline area. You have a bunch of like metallic leaves. So it's probably in tribute to Canada, I would assume. And I thought that was neat how detailed it was. And even if you look a little bit closer on, I would say, the top of the mask, it looked like, and I couldn't exactly figure out what that was, but it looked really neat. It was, it looked almost like a zipper track, but I don't think it is. It's something else, which I thought was really, like I said, really neat. He's got his number there kind of in the corner, and it's not really very noticeable until you take a closer look. Anyways, and he's got Andy right there as well on the chin, so very nice mask from him. I loved it a lot more than the one he had last year. I mean, I get, like, you want to put a bit of yourself in there, and I guess it was like, kind of looked like almost like the Corvette logo. Maybe that's not what it was, but it looked a lot like it. I don't know. I couldn't get down with it. But this mask, man, wow, it was nice. And he's got, oh yeah, 1949 to 2017 right there in the corner as well. Next one was number 3, Matt Murray's. And I'm really not trying to be biased here, so I didn't put it as number 1. And I honestly couldn't put it as number 1, to be completely honest, because there were a couple that I felt were better. Matt Murray's mask, I really liked for this year. It's got on the very, I guess you say, top center, it's got the skyline of Pittsburgh, and you can see the bridge if you look very closely. And on the sides, you have the Emperor Penguin, and on near the jawline penguins. I couldn't, unfortunately, find a picture of the back, but I love the back of his mask. It's just a really simple, kind of like cartoon version of a lion. It's not really like a detailed, like I wouldn't say like a Simba lion, but it's just kind of like it's all one color, and it's the shape of a lion on the back. Man, it is so neat. Like on the way that it just blends in with the rest of the mask. I really like it. You have to pay attention though. Maybe you could see it on TV. I feel like you see it a lot on there. But also, if you look very closely near the top, I guess left of the mask, it would be the logo, the Pittsburgh logo. But it's kind of faded out, but I like it. It's not taking away from the Emperor Penguin here, and it's pretty nonchalant almost, but it's also noticeable. So I do like that. It's got a little shading going on, so it's definitely got a little bit of an artistic feel to it. Number 2 would be Bobby Lou's mask, Roberto Luongo. And I noticed this mask even just when I was watching him play, and I took note, and I was just like, man, that's a really nice mask. That's awesome looking. Like, it's neat. You got the side, the cat's face right there, and it's glaring at you. It's intimidating, and he's got the number 1, of course, for his number. The scheme of it, I felt like, was really neat, and obviously going with the Panthers colors, but I guess minus the red. So pretty badass mask right there, I have to say. Luongo, pretty badass. Number 1, and this one, I don't know, I did include Winter Classic masks in here. So on the other conference, there will be another mask from the Winter Classic, so I did include those, but just for this year. I didn't do Stadium Series. I don't even know, the Pittsburgh and Philly game is Saturday, so I don't even think that those are going to be out I mean, I guess they're out now, but I didn't really research them because, I don't know, I felt like if the Winter Classic, okay, this is the way I rationalized it. If the Winter Classic mask was better, then I was going to put that mask because I'm trying to do, like, the best masks possible here. So I felt like, in my opinion, Tuukka Rask was number 1. His mask, in my opinion, was better than the one that he normally wears. So, obviously, it is representing Notre Dame, and you'll see the Fighting Irish logo on top. I really freaking like that. I thought it was really nice, and it really stood out well. On the side, you have the B and little tiny shamrock, and I'm a big St. Patty's Day person, so maybe that's why I chose this one. I could have something to do with it. And then it also has Rask in around the chin area. It's pretty big, it's pretty detailed, but simplistic lettering font. It's not very artistic looking. It's just pretty straight to the point type of font, which is really good if you want it to be noticed. So kudos to Rask on that mask. I really enjoyed it. And also, oh yeah, if you look even closer, there's a little snowflake right under the B, which is pretty neat. I like how they threw that in there for the Winter Classic. So getting back to the feel, getting back to the roots of the game there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to do one for the Western Conference as well. Let me know if you enjoyed it, if you liked it. Just give it a like. I don't do things like this very often, so I'd appreciate it if you gave me a little feedback and let me know how you liked it. So thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.